My name is Coen Mitchell and I'm from Aotearoa, New Zealand. Currently I'm travelling full-time and at the moment I am guest spotting at Aurora Tattoo Studio in Lancaster. I've been tattooing for 4.5 years now. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had a love and passion for art and any sort of art practice. I started off just drawing with pencils and crayons and stuff through as a kid and making presents and gifts and things like that for people's birthdays, and then it kind of just developed from there. I started playing with different medias, and then all through high school I started picking up all the different art classes, art history, photography and things like that. And then I always thought that when I would grow up that I would become some sort of draftsman until I fell into the love for tattooing. I got into the tattooing industry when I was about 16. I went into the local tattoo studio when I was in high school, and to have my first piece done I was just in the chair watching the artist at the time. His name was Richard Warnock in Palmerston North. It kind of instantly clicked then when I was just looking down at my arm while he was working on me that tattooing could be a career for me to pursue my love and passion for art. So basically I just followed from there and studied at university and was lucky enough to fall into an apprenticeship, and yeah, it just took off from there. What inspires me in my tattooing career, basically the different styles and patterns and different techniques that I approach when I tattoo, and using things involved with tattooing isn't just artists that I see or look at on social media. Like, a lot of that is involved, but especially coming from New Zealand, a lot of like the tāmoko and Māori styles influence a lot of my work as well, especially a lot of the korus and the spirals and the swirls. Sometimes I can take those sort of art forms and put them into work myself, kind of more of a contemporary spin in that sense. When I was a kid, we did a lot of school trips to meet and look at the maraes and the architecture and the shapes and the forms of the buildings. So even just seeing all the beautiful wood carvings and all the different kawhaiwhai patterns and stuff on the ceiling, a lot of that I just always remember and can kind of reference back. I have a big appreciation and understand a lot of that sort of art form and just overall admire a lot of that sort of shape and form in the tāmoko art world. The highlights of my tattoo career are basically like having the privilege to be able to travel and meet different people and tattoo all over the world. A lot of careers you can't really do that with, so definitely traveling has been a big highlight in my career, and I'm still looking forward to doing that, a lot more of that in the future. From my two different styles, the realism and a lot of the mandala and line work, my main favourite and inspirational artist at the moment would be Carlos Torres with his black and grey. I've watched him work a lot in person at different tattoo conventions, and just the way that you can definitely see that he has a passion for what he does and he loves what he tattoos. Just seeing the way he applies the different grey wash to the body and the way he makes his pieces smooth, and the flow and the placement of the body is quite inspirational in that sense. And then when you come over to the mandala and the line work type side, there's a guy called Dots the Lines. The way he shows himself as an artist via social media, the way he presents his art, you look at his work and it's just a lot of line work and it's perfect and it's pristine. So when I kind of look at that, it's kind of what I want to take my art form to, in that sense, is getting it as perfect as the way he does it. So it gives you a drive to want to be like someone who does what you think is perfect. So yeah. My advice for anyone wanting to get into the tattooing industry is do a good apprenticeship. I definitely believe that you should be put through a hard apprenticeship and to do the hard yards in order to become a successful and well-built tattoo artist in the future. My apprenticeship was hard, but I learned under the right people and the right guidance in order to get me to where I am today. So having a good apprenticeship, I think, is one of the biggest things in starting. Over the next 12 months coming up, I think that I will probably just continue to travelling like I am now. I'm not based in a studio full-time at the moment. I'm just sort of travelling around, booking each month as it comes. I don't really book years in advance or anything like that. I'm just travelling, living out of my suitcase, tattooing in all different studios. I think right now for me that sort of freedom is what's going to be best to grow as a person and as well as an artist.